I was in a. Thank you very much. I had to go to the high school to take it. And I remember hearing this song.
Oh, Kim!
Oh, Heather,
What
how
are
are
you
you?
doing here?
I didn't know Heather. So
Kim.
glamorous today.
Well, usually I had to look like I was in a soap opera for this, right?
Oh, that's amazing. Yes.
So I'm wearing my fur.
Oh my God. Wait, is that really a fur? Come on.
Well, I'm in a house that is like a family legacy house. So it's my mother's furs from the 80s are in the storage. And I was like, I have to act like I'm on a soap opera.
That is amazing. You look so nice, so glamorous.
I'm freaking hot as hell, Jim.
Well, that's how we keep it at Jim Lanahan and Friends. Glamorous and hot as hell.
Yes, we do.
My God, that's amazing.
Well,
how was your afternoon?
Well, I had my makeup done by my 11-year-old. Doesn't it look fabulous?
That's awesome. You look so nice.
Thank you.
I'm smoky and luxurious on top here.
Thank you. Can I tell you a little something?
Yeah.
I was trying to put a chain outside, something glittery chain outside, because I was once stuck in an elevator with Morgan Fairchild, and she was wearing gold chains outside of her coat.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to chat a little bit.
That's hilarious. That's so funny. I love it. That's
I'm going to take it off in a minute, but I had to just sort of flare around a little bit.
Oh my God, you look fantastic. Well, thanks for jumping in and doing Jim Lanahan and Friends today.
Hey,
now,
you know me.
You have an official theme song. Ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
Heather Carlucci, welcome to Jim Lanahan and Friends.
Thank you.
Jim Lanahan and Friends is the same 10 questions.
Okay.
Everybody gets the same questions. There's no right answers. There's no wrong answers. You just answer off the cuff. And then we see how it feels. And maybe we'll segue into some other groovy topics. So, by the way, this song is dedicated to our mutual friend, Kara. Question number 1. What's your name? Where'd you grow up? And where do you live now?
My name is Heather Carlucci. I grew up in the Bronx and then Chelsea in Manhattan. And I live in Chelsea. Right now, I'm in upstate New York.
I love that. Why are you upstate? What's going on?
You might have heard there's been a national emergency. So I thought to myself, why come back down to the city?
Yeah. I don't blame you. I'd get the heck out of Dodge myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Do you live by yourself?
No. I live with my 11-year-old daughter, Tina.
Yeah.
It's just us, yeah.
And we love Tina. She's fabulous.
Oh, we love Tina, yeah.
Question number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you love a sound effect?
Scares the shit out of me every time.
It's so nice. But it also reminds me of that time I was in lady prison.
You have such fond memories.
I loved lady prison.
And you're wearing orange tonight, so we're there.
I know. Well, orange is the new black. That's what they say. Question number 2. Describe yourself in 5 words or less.
Oh God, I really should have done my research. 5 words or less. Creative.
Mm-hmm.
Little bossy. Little bossy.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think I'm funny.
I think you're funny.
Okay, thanks. Intuitive. Right? And I'm very strategic. I'm a business-minded person.
I think the intuitive part's really interesting to people who don't already know you. So, how intuitive are you?
Well, funny you should ask. I'm a professional psychic medium.
Oh, I guess I knew
and medical
that.
intuitive.
So when we met, question number 3, how did we meet?
we met through our friend Kara, who is my bestest and your bestest. We have mutual bestesses.
Love her.
Love her more than anything.
And I think a really good story to tell is after we met the first couple of times, Kara invited me to lunch and you were at lunch. I was visiting from out of town.
Yes.
We went to lunch somewhere, I think in the Village, or maybe it was Little Italy. I remember. Was it? We walked down some stairs and it was lovely. It was delicious. And you said, well, there's a man standing behind you. And I said, who? Like, is he cute? Because I'm always looking for a husband. And you said, you can't see him, but I can. And he's got brown curly hair and he's wearing glasses. And his name begins with an L maybe. And I was like, because I believe in ghosts and I used to see them a lot, as you know, when I was little, but I was like, I don't know who that is. And then you said something to the effect of, oh, he's saying that this is what I looked like when you were little. And then you said Larry, and it was my Uncle Larry. And that's why I was like, oh my God, she's talking to dead people at lunch.
Well, they're, they got to eat too.
Yeah, my Uncle Larry loves a sandwich, so.
See?
Yeah. So you do it professionally now. Like, this is what you do.
Yes, that's all I do.
I love it. Where can people find you if they want to get a reading?
You can go to my website, heathercarlucci.com. So easy. And then you can always reach me on the Instagram, Heather Carlucci Medium.
Love that. I love it. And you're psychic. And you're a medical intuitive.
Psychic medium, medical intuitive.
Thank you. I always mess it up. I'm horrible at it. Which means you can tell what's going on in people's bodies a little bit, right? Or a lot of it.
Yeah.
My God. Do you remember that time you told me I had a yeast infection? And I was like, I don't even have a vagina. That happened.
Yes, you love that story.
And then like 2 weeks later, you know what? I had diabetic thrush, which is a yeast infection.
Okay.
Oh my God, Heather, you did it again. Question number 4. If money was no object, what would you be doing for a career?
This.
Isn't that the best answer you could possibly get?
It's the best answer. I can't believe I can say that.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I love it. A lot of my theater friends feel the same way because you don't get into theater for the money, right? You do it because you love it.
No. And you know what? My first career, I was a chef, was also that way because you don't get into that for the money either, let me tell you.
Yeah. What was your specialty? What did you make the most?
Well, for the first 20 years, I was a pastry chef. And if you Google my name with the word chef in front of it, a whole other thing spits out. And then after that, I had an Indian restaurant.
I love that. You made me Indian food and it was really good.
I'm so glad.
I loved it. And I don't normally love Indian food and it was so good. I loved it. It felt like comfort food, like home food. You were taking
It is comfort, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I really appreciated it. Question, do you like see it goes so quickly, right? Jim Lanahan Friends is like boom,
flying by.
That's how we do it, you know. Question number 5 is my favorite question. Past or present, who would be most surprised to learn that you have or maybe had a crush on them?
Oh my God. I did not see this one coming.
Wait, you are, okay, that second one was completely on accident. I didn't mean to do it. It's hard to also be the sound tech and the host and hold the camera. There's a lot going on and my arm gets tired.
Who would be surprised to learn that I had a crush on them? Good God. You know, I worked in kitchens with only men for a very long time. So, I mean, you know, you could throw up the dice. You're going to hit somebody on the way down for sure. Who did I think I had I don't know. I'm pretty vocal about these things. Oof. don't know. Nothing's coming to mind at the moment.
Now,
oh, you know who I had a big crush on this is good. A million years ago, before he was known for anything else, I worked with Tom Colecchio.
Oh, dreamy.
He had a full head of hair and was about 40 pounds thin. I had a big old crush on him. I was 24. He must have been 28 at the time.
I know a lot of people that have a crush on Tom Colicchio. Now, too. Oh,
yes. Well,
dreamy.
Yes. There's something about Tom always. Always, always, always.
Now, you mentioned that you worked in restaurants for a long, long time before
30 years.
You owned your own. And do you have any good stories that you're willing to share publicly with your face and name on this Instagram video about any famous chefs that we might know? Or maybe serving a celebrity that wasn't so hot?
Well, I think I brought something up when you and I were talking the other day, actually, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Liam Neeson wasn't too nice to one of our waitresses. He came back night after night after night to ask her out. And finally, it was Christmas Eve, the day before Christmas Eve, and he said, please meet me here tonight. And, and she was like, no, no, no. And he was like, please. And everyone was sort of, all the other wait staff was like, you got to go. And she's like, she put off her family's Christmas Eve. And then he stood her up.
Come on.
I'm just
why did he stand her up after all that?
I think that's actually when he met Jolie Richardson.
Oh, well.
Yes.
She's amazing. But
she's amazing, but he could have called.
Yeah. Don't stand anybody up. Don't do that.
Okay. She was amazing. Bless her soul.
Yeah.
Yes.
Question number 6. What movie or TV character do you most strongly identify with?
Oh my God. What movie or TV? You know who I identify with? I don't know if you know this show. Do you ever watch High Maintenance?
No.
It's a fabulous HBO show. It started very underground. It was picked up by HBO, and it is about a weed delivery guy who goes into all the amazing stories of the apartments of all the people all over New York. And I feel like, when I watch it, I feel like a lot in some way because I sort of go into people's lives over a course of an hour and I come back out again. And whenever I'm watching him sort of like step in and step out, I'm like, I feel you, man. I feel you. That's what I did. Yes.
I love that.
And Myrna Loy and the Thin Man. That's the other one.
I love that. Do you know who mine is?
No. No.
Mine's Nell Carter.
I knew that.
Nell Carter, the star of Give Me a Break on NBC, Thursdays at 9 p.m. Give me a break, I shall deserve it. I really love Nell Carter. I've always strongly identified with strong Black women. And a strong Black chubby woman is like my wheelhouse. You know what I mean? So this is a later version of the song, but the original song I can do exactly syllable by syllable. And there's something she does vocally in it that makes me crack up, and I do it for our mutual friend Kara, and we love it. We do it all the time. So yeah, Nell Carter's my favorite. But then I met Nell Carter, and I had friends that worked with Nell Carter, and it broke the illusion. So never meet your idols ever, you know?
You know, we were just talking about that, a friend of mine, and I was like, oh, they were like, oh God, whatever you do.
Yeah.
Like, I agree.
It's never good. It's never good. So I hope you get to meet that high maintenance guy though. That would be awesome.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I need him to keep him arm's length after all this conversation going on.
Right? Next question. Oh, you know what? I turned down the sound effect because Give Me a Break was so loud. Let's give it another one. Next question. For what reason might you find yourself on the cover of a tabloid magazine?
Loving you too much, Jim. Loving you too. You know me, I would do something. I would be on the cover of a tabloid magazine for like screaming at Melania through the White House gates. That's what I
getting arrested.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, when I lived outside Washington, D.C., I went into D.C. often for dinners or culture or whatever. And I'll tell you, I have often stood in front of the White House and just given him a finger. And I had a guard once say to me, like, don't do that. And it was during the Trump presidency. And I was like, do I have freedom of speech right now or not? Like, there's people right there with a MAGA flag. So, you know.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's why I would end up in the Inquirer for, like, flipping the bird at Melania, you know? Yeah. Question 9.
Woo.
White meat or dark meat?
Dark meat.
Question number 10. Or, I'm sorry, that's question 8. Question 9. What's your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
Oh, when's the
Did I
last
answer
time
that fast enough?
Yeah, when's the last time you used fuck?
What time is it?
That's hilarious.
On the way in here, baby. On the way in here.
Oh my God. Did you say it within earshot of your 11-year-old?
No, but it slips out occasionally, and I apologize.
Yeah.
And she's always like, whatever, you know. Because
I'm always apologizing to your daughter because I swear all the time on our Sunday show, and I'm always like, I'm sorry, Tina, Aunt Jim has a potty mouth.
She's more mature than either one of us, but together it's fine.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting for your daughter to just be like, something like, that's okay, you fucking bitch. Like, I'm, like just dropping it back at me because, I say it so much in front of her.
Well, when we live in New York and you're walking down the street and there's people everywhere. And I remember one time I was sitting there and she did something silly and she looked at me and she was little. She was like 5 and she was like, I'm such a dickhead. Yeah. I was like, oh my God. And then I remembered that morning when we were leaving the building, some guy said that out loud in our lobby. And I was like, oh my God, you can't say that.
Well, that's the thing. Tina, being a city kid, has heard all of the words, Yeah, so it's just about like teaching kids when it's appropriate and not appropriate and like why you say or don't say those things,
Yeah, and she really has an idea of like what's hurtful and what's not also. And hurtful to herself. So
yeah. She's a really smart kid. She's very wise.
Thank you. I think so.
Yeah. Now, do you think Tina has any of the gifts? The gifts often run in families.
Yeah, she does. We saw it very early, which often happens. You see it early and then it'll fade away for a while because how people react to it, or you're trying to get your feet on the ground a little bit, like trying to figure out who you are in the world.
Yeah.
But she is very intuitive. She's drawn to a lot of really cool things that have to do with this. But I think it'll probably pop up again.
It's an interesting topic because I think a lot of kids are very open and intuitive.
Oh,
and we generally grow out of it as we get older due to all the other noise in our head or as a coping mechanism, or we feel, somehow weird about it, so we shut it down or whatever reason, and so
we're raised not to. We're raised not to do that. We're like, oh no, listen to the rules of society. Don't listen to your heart. Don't listen to your gut. Don't listen to what you know to be better. Yeah.
I was just going to ask you, do you think because you're obviously open on the topic, do you think that her gifts will grow and evolve as opposed to some other kids might have it, but they would never know it because their mom is not a psychic medium?
I hope so. I hope I give her that freedom.
Yeah.
I mean, she's exposed to it, and I have obviously friends in this business as well. And, I think if you're surrounded also in general by creatives, which obviously, I mean, you are a staple in her life, and our best friend is a staple in her life, and those people and those people and those people, then yeah, I hope so. I would like to think.
I agree with you. I think it doesn't matter what you're talking about, whether it's an LGBTQ issue, whether it's
that's correct. Yeah,
mediumship or Or, you know, it's like how some families, that they're all accountants, and you're like, what? Like, you know, but yeah, you speak a certain language, if you will, growing up, and it's so easy to fall into that lane as an adult.
Absolutely. Oh, sure.
Totally. Question number 10. What's the last text you sent, and who did you send it to?
Oh God, I don't know. What was the last? If I flip to look, I lose you, right? I would say, oh, my last test was to Kara.
Cat.
Kat. It was to Kat. Yeah, I think I was asking how her family's doing, because she's in quarantine with her family.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. And I want to know how Kara's doing, because she's in quarantine with her family.
Yeah.
But she recently had a birthday, and you went down and you surprised her. You gave her a drive-by birthday.
Oh, we did the drive-by. We ran out. I was like, ah. And it was funny. I was talking to her from the driveway, and I was like, oh, by the way, watch the polo. And I did a polo of us showing the house. So
it was awesome.
It was very exciting. Yeah.
I love
and I got in the car and drove away again.
I'm going to tell you full out, when I see you girls in person, I'm going to burst into an ugly cry after all this time, because it's been so long, and like, it's so emotional to see people you care about after being quarantined for this long.
Yeah, we did. We cried because we could not hug each other, and we could not hang out, and I had to go, and it feels weird too, because you can't even feel the energy off the other person. Yeah. I know. Yeah. So it was hard. It was hard. I was so thrilled I did it. I needed to, for my own sanity. But it was hard, you know, and of course her parents are there, who I adore, we adore. So it's really weird. As Kara says right now, it feels weird not to hug. Yeah. Yeah, it feels weird not to hug.
It feels weird to not hug Kara and have her reach around me and, you know, just cup my cantaloupes a little bit, because
she does love your cantaloupes.
She loves to grab my lopes. Yeah.
She's a fruity girl.
She whispers in my ear, I love your lopes. Yeah, whatever. All friends have like their thing, you know. Bonus question. Yeah, you didn't know there was a bonus question, did you? It's all happening on Jim Lanahan and Friends.
I know. I'm just going to snuggle into my fur like Suzanne Summers. Or Joyce DeWitt, depending on the day of the week.
I'm more Joyce DeWitt than I am Suzanne Summers. I'll tell you why.
Me
Suzanne
too.
Summers is a Trump Republican, so.
No.
Oh, because she's richer than Jesus with that thigh master.
Well, she doesn't have to worry about it. Oh.
There's a theater in my beloved Palm Springs, California, and she basically paid cash for it. And now she's like, you know, giving it to the city to like renovate, but she like the major benefactor. She's rich. Yeah, and her thighs look amazing after all those thigh master routines.
Doesn't save her for being a voter. Nope.
I know. The bonus question is, what's your favorite thing about Heather Carlucci?
That I can see that my work helps people.
That's nice.
That is authentically that.
Yeah, yeah. What's the most like profound impact you've been able to have on somebody? And I'm sure a lot of the times you don't actually see the impact because you talk to somebody and then it happens after, you know?
Yeah.
But as far as you know, in your work as a medium or a psychic, what's the biggest kind of in the moment aha you've had with a client?
The biggest one, it's hard to say, I mean, what's bigger? I would have to say I had a client who, and I didn't really anticipate how heavy duty this sort of work was before I was doing it all the time. Like I knew what I could see, but it doesn't mean anyone's going to listen to you, right? Or work through it or anything. And I had a client who was in a very abusive relationship. And no one knew. And I saw it in the reading. And it came up really quickly, and I was very careful because you have to tread really carefully. And about a month later, she wrote to me, and she had been in a safe house. And then her parents, because she had a hard time telling them what was going on, since the day after the reading.
Wow.
And that one really, like, I don't think I even told anybody about it, to tell you the truth, because it was just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's always amazing when people come back and they go, oh, I don't know, this fur is sticking to my lip gloss, hon. I don't know how these.
Well, I have to tell you,
let's do it.
One of my favorite drag performers just signed on. I was going to say we should ask her, how do you keep your costumes out of your lips?
Off your lip shine. I mean, I'm like, all right.
That's so funny.
That was that.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's amazing. And do you often hear back from clients, like, you know, in hindsight, they'll come back to you probably when they are making another appointment with you? They're probably like, I have to tell you, boom, 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 boom was right on, and I want to dig in more, right? It probably is a circle. It's the circle of life, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think because of email, like when I first started going to see, psychics as an adult, there was no email yet. People are very easy to just sort of like tick, 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 and like send it away and let you know. And that's been phenomenal. That's been amazing. And people also send me, I do like a video group reading every Tuesday night now.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of my Instagram people who right now just can't invest in a full reading, and they get it read, and I get a lot of messages sort of saying like, oh my God, I didn't think, I really didn't think you were anywhere close to right, but it happened.
Yeah.
So that's been really great.
I love that. I love it. By the way, the legendary Nikki Monet says, I don't wear lip gloss, only matte lipstick if I'm wearing fur or long hair in the show. And then she says, if you're not talking about me, then fuck you, which is amazing. Of course,
I happen to follow Nikki Monet, so I'm very excited.
Well, Nikki Monet, you absolutely must be on Jim Lanahan and Friends. I'm going to send you a message because my hand to God, and I'll talk about this on her show. But the first time I ever saw Nikki Monet, it was in Palm Springs at a drag brunch. And I lost my mind. I screamed every time she came on. Nikki Monet does all the tricks, plus the flips, plus the spins, and she's absolutely
and she says, oh my God, let's do it. She's got to come on.
No, Nikki, executive producer Stephanie Laffin, please let's hook up Nikki Monet, because Nikki's right here. Oh yeah, see, Stephanie's on it, by the way. Everybody get yourself an executive producer like Stephanie Laffin. She kills it. All right,
I'll do that.
So oh yeah. Stephanie's I should pimp out Stephanie like for fees, Anyway, I think that's the end of it. So what I really want to do though is talk about your theme song comes back. So how do people find you, Heather? Like online, on the gram, on the Twits, the Facebooks? Where can they find you?
Online, heathercarlucci.com. On the gram, Heather Carlucci Medium. On the Twits, Honest Moons. At Honest Moons.
Love that.
Well, it was Honest Food, and then I changed my career.
I love that. I didn't know that. I love it.
And then other than that, that's the bet. Those are all the ways to find me. And if anybody has any questions or have never had a reading before, reach out to me. I will get back to you myself.
And on Tuesdays, what do you do on Tuesdays and Saturdays and Sundays?
Let me tell you. Thank you. So Tuesdays I do at 8:00 Eastern. I do a group video read. It's $70 a person. Everything goes towards support for healthcare workers. Everybody gets read. It's only 8 people, and everybody gets to ask a question as well. And it's really good for community as well.
Yeah.
On Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern, we have a webinar called the Psychic Pool Party. And it's me and my friend Joey Stocks from the Dramatists Guild and ceremonialist Graciela Asher. And we have guests come on and we talk about anything that's remotely related to energy. So Jim, get ready. You're on the docket.
Love it.
It's going to be a riot, and we're all in pool gear, and then we get really serious. So that's really fun. Yeah. This Saturday is tarot diva Sasha Graham, who's probably been at the tarot game as like a business way longer than most people. And then Sunday, I don't know if you've heard about this, but Sunday, 7 Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific, me and my friend Jim Lanahan, we kiki. We kiki.
It sounds horrible.
It's the best. Shut up.
It is a really good time. We have a really good time. I love it.
It's a really good time. We got our regulars, and it's a good time for sure.
It really is. Yeah, it's so much fun to be able to, like, you know, just kiki with the same people on a regular basis. So everybody, please join us, because it feels as though it's kind of like Sunday happy hour with our girlfriends. Right. You know,
yeah.
We always have like a serious topic, and then we always just chit chat for a second.
We run amok is what we do.
Yeah, I absolutely.
And then sometimes I'll answer some questions, and then sometimes you'll give your version of the answer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Should we show them how I answer questions? So
yes.
So I'll tell you quickly. So when Heather gets a question, and by that we mean when someone's asking her a question and they're asking her to answer as a psychic or medium, she does a quick little like check. She checks in with the universe, if you will, and then she comes back and gives you an answer. So this is what Heather will do. I think the answer is blah, 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 right? That's what Heather does, because she's serious. She's listening, and then she comes back with the answer. This is how Jim Lanahan does it. So Heather, you play the role of stranger, and then I will check with the universe, and then I will give an answer.
So I play stranger?
Yeah, just ask me a serious question, and the correct answer is
okay.
Your mother,
right.
the astrologer.
Okay, go. Okay. Jim, do I have to worry about this rash on my inner thigh?
Oh, let me check. Cantaloupes.
That was amazing.
Yeah. I'm not psychic at all. I don't have any of that. But I used to see the ghosts a lot. Remember, like, even last year I was seeing the ghosts a lot, but lately they shut right down again on me.
Well, very often we get more in tune with everything when we're going. And I remember at the time you were going through a lot. You had a lot going on, and our real intuition, not just like overlooking around, but our real intuition without the monkey mind picks up on things again. So that does happen. It's part of survival instincts. Yeah. You're
right. You're totally right. And I think also in times of stress or a complete calm is when it comes up for me. Totally. You know, but if I'm in the middle, it's like, I don't know. I think
you're going about life, right?
Yeah.
You're going about life. Sure.
Totally. All righty, honey. I love you so much. And thanks for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
And,
I got to take it off.
Yeah. Oh, girl, peel off a layer. Everybody, you can find me, as always, at I Am Jim Lanahan on every damn platform. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you Wednesday with an all-new guest. Bye.
Bye, Nikki.
Thanks, Heather. Love you.
I love you, too. Bye-bye.